Good morning students, I welcome you all for the online class of business studies. Today we will be going to learn the topic principles of insurance. As I already started the principles of insurance. Principles means student the standard which are laid down to make the work to be done. It is known as principles. So there are some principles on the basis of which insurance agreement is done. The very first principle of utmost good faith, in that we have learned according to this principle, it states that the two parties, that the insurer and the insured, must not hide any material fact related to the subject matter of insurance. That we have learned. If they are doing any, so there one can be denied for the making the agreement to be done. Principle of insurable interest. In this we were learning, according to this principle, the insured must have an insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance policy. Without interest, taking an insurance policy is a gamble and fraudulent activity, and law does not permit it also. In case of life insurance, the insurable interest comes with the relation of insured with the person taking insurance policy. For example, a person can take life insurance policy for his spouse, for his children, but she cannot take the insurance policy for a stranger. In case of fire insurance, the insured must suffer a financial loss if the subject matter is damaged to prove the interest, or he must be the owner of the subject matter. So principle of insurable interest is that principle, student, according to this principle, the insured must have an insurable interest in the subject matter. Like for example, we have taken fire insurance policy and fire occurred in our company. Then if we are not taking any type of care for that, we will not get any money from the insurance company if they will come to know. For example, if a person has taken loan against security of a factory premises, then the particular person can take fire insurance policy of that factory without he being the owner of that labor factory. Because he has financial interest in the factory premises. In the case of this insurance policy, the interest must be present at the time of taking the policy. In the case of fire insurance, the insurable interest must be present at the time of taking the policy as well as the time of loss of subject matter. In all other types of insurance is insurance, making marine insurance, the insurable interest must be present at the time of loss of the subject matter. Principle of indemnity, student. According to this principle, insurance is not a contract of making profit. The purpose of insurance is to bring back the insured in the same financial position as he was before the loss. For example, a person insured his factory for rupees 2 lakh against fire. Due to fire, he suffered a loss of rupees 1 lakh. Then the insurance company will compensate him of rupees 1 lakh only, and not the policy amount, that is rupees 2 lakh. Because the purpose of insurance is not to compensate for loss and not for earning profit, the principle of indemnity is not applicable of life insurance policy, because one cannot estimate the loss due to the death of a person. So if the question asks if which principle is not applicable in the life insurance, that is principle of indemnity, because we cannot the reason is that we cannot examine how much loss a person how much loss it is incurred after the death of the person, because a person's loss cannot be fulfilled. A principle of contribution, student, as the name is contribution. If for example, according to this principle, it states if we have taken two insurance policy for the same subject matter, then we will be getting the money from the after getting any loss, compensation money from both the companies, not in equal ratio but in the loss sharing ratio. The principle of contribution is correlated to the principle of indemnity. According to this principle, if a person has taken more than one insurance policy for the same subject matter, then all the insurer will contribute the amount of loss and compensate him for the actual amount of loss. Separately, he cannot claim total loss from each insurer. The insurer contribute to the total loss in proportion of the amount assured by each. For example, a person get his house insured against fire for rupees 1 lakh with insurer A and rupees 50,000 with insurer B. A loss of rupees 75,000 occurred. Then A is liable to pay rupees 50,000 and B is liable to pay rupees 25,000. The formula used to determine the compensation amount is as follows: the sum assured with a particular insurer into actual loss upon total sum insured. Compensation from A, the sum assured with a particular insurer, how much? 1 lakh. Okay. We have taken insurance policy of 1 lakh from A. It is clear. So 1 lakh upon 1 lakh 50,000 into 75,000, that the loss amount is 75,000. So from A, how much we will get? 50,000. From B, compensation from B, how much we will get? total how much B will be giving 50,000 upon how much was the contribution 1,50,000 into how much was the loss amount, that is 75,000. So 50,000 by 1,50,000 into 75,000, when we will do, we will get 25,000 as a compensation from B. This principle of insurance is not applicable on life insurance policy. Principle of subrogation, student. According to this principle, after paying the compensation, the insurer helps step into the shoes of the insured. In other words, when the insured is compensated for the loss or damage to the property insured by him, or the right of ownership of such property passes on to the insurer. This is also a corollary to principle of indemnity, because once the compensation is given, later on if insured realizes some money by sale or damaged property, then that will bring profit for him, and insurance is not a contract of making profit. For example, if a person has taken fire insurance policy for his factory, due to fire he suffered a loss of rupees 1 lakh and he gets the compensation for the same. Later on, half burnt goods were sold for rupees 10,000. Then this 10,000 will not be of that person, it will be going to the insurance company who had already paid the compensation for the loss. Not by insured, because insured has already got full compensation for the loss. Principle of causa proxima. According to this principle, student, the cause of reason for the loss must be related to the subject matter of the insurance company. If loss is due to some other causes, then the insurer can deny to pay the compensation. For example, if a person has taken marine insurance policy for sending the wheat bags, and on the way if a rat spoiled the wheat, then no compensation will be given. Because under marine insurance, the causes of loss should be sea perils and not the rat. On the other hand, if the rat makes a hole in the ship through which water enters and spoils the wheat bag, then compensation will be given, because the loss of wheat is due to sea water. So this is principle of causa proxima, student. According to this principle, the cause for reason for loss must be related to the subject matter of the insurance contract. If the loss is due to some other contract, the other cause, then the insurer can deny to pay the compensation. Principle of mitigation of loss. According to this principle, student, the insurer must take care of his property or subject matter of insurance in the same way as he would take care without taking the insurance policy. The insured should not become careless of his property after taking insurance policy. It is the duty of the insured to make a reasonable effort and take all available precautions to save the insured property. For example, if a person has taken the fire insurance policy for his house, and when fire breaks out, he should take all the measures to stop the fire and minimize the loss rather than watching the fire, because he again will get compensation from insurance company. Insurance and assurance, student. After getting the principle of insurance to be end, the next topic is insurance and assurance. What do you mean by insurance, student? Insurance is confirmed. It is a guarantee that you will get the money back after a certain period of time. Assurance is also same. Generally, the term insurance and assurance are considered the same thing, but it is different. There are two synonyms. These two are different in meaning. Assurance refers to a contract in which the sum assured is bound to be paid, like life insurance, in which if the person die or not die, but the amount which is paid will be given back, paid sooner or later. In case of insurance, the sum assured is paid only when insured suffer a particular loss. So insurance is that agreement in which we will get the money back after the loss will incurred. But assurance is a guarantee that we will get the money, either the loss will incurred or not incurred, but after a specific period of time, the maturity period of the particular insurance, we will get the money back. Difference between insurance and assurance will give more idea about the particular topic. Insurance and assurance. In contract of insurance, the insured must suffer a damage or loss or to claim the compensation. Whereas assurance, in contract of assurance, the sum assured is bound to be paid whether insured suffer a loss or not. The term insurance is used when risk is uncertain. It may or may not happen. The term assurance is used when risk is not certain. It is certain and it is bound to happen. In insurance, the compensation is paid only on happening of the event, whereas in assurance, the compensation is paid whether the event happens or not. For example, fire insurance, marine insurance, etc. Here the example will be life insurance. So assurance is given only for the life insurance, student, because death of the person is confirmed, but when it will happen, it cannot be said. It can be very soon, it can be too late also. But if the person is alive and still assurance, life insurance agreement is there, the person will be getting after the maturity period of time, the person will be getting in the form of pension. the same money of compensation. Types of insurance students. Insurance contract are of the following types. Very first, life insurance. Second is the general insurance. When we talk about life insurance student, life insurance are of 2 to 3 types: fire insurance, marine insurance, other types of insurance. Beside the life insurance, there are other 3 insurance, that is fire, marine and other types of insurance which are coming in general insurance. Let us see one by one all the types of insurance. Life insurance student, the insurance which is made for the life of the person. Not only for that person will die, but if any treatment is there in between, any big loss of life is there, any person suffering, so these type of people, before getting this type of loss, they must get an insurance policy to be done, that is life insurance. So insurance, let us see the life insurance and its types, then we will move to the general insurance. Life insurance students, the life insurance is related with 2 types of risk. One is risk of dying too early, second risk of dying too late. The life insurance is related with this particular thing. Generally, people take life insurance policy when they have a fear of dying too early. But it is not like that. Then to provide financial support to the family, they take life insurance policy. Sometimes people take life insurance policy to get financial support and economic independence during their old age. When people think of living too late, then to get some financial support during old age, also the insurance policy is taken. In life insurance, the sum assured is paid at the death or the maturity period, whichever comes earlier. If a person dies early, his family gets compensation amount, and if a person survives, then she himself can get the policy amount. If it's life insurance, the insured has to pay a fixed amount of premium, and in return the compensation is assured at his death or at the maturity period, whichever comes earlier. For fixing the premium amount, the insurance company rely on the statistics of mortality, that is the death, and morbidity, that is the illness. Mortality and morbidity plays a very important role in the contract of insurance. It is hard to predict when a person will die, so insurance policy is done. Companies rely on the statistical data for fixing the premium amount. In life insurance contract, the premium can be paid monthly, quarterly, half-yearly or annually, and the insurer pay the policy amount at the death or an expiry of a specific time period, which is also called maturity time of policy. The principle of indemnity, principle of contribution and principle of subrogation are not applicable to life insurance policy. Kinds of life insurance policy student. While whole life insurance policy, endowment life insurance policy. So let us see what is these 2 kinds of life insurance policy. Whole life insurance policy, when you are making the agreement of insurance, to in that you will be paying a sum till the death. Sum is paid only on the death of the insured. Whole life insurance policy, under this policy, the amount of compensation will be paid only after the death of the insured. It means the policy is to run for the whole life of assured. In life insurance, insured is assured. The premium on the policy is paid for a fixed period of time, say 20 years, 30 years, but the sum assured is paid only after the death of the person. If the premium is also paid for whole life, then it is called whole life policy. Endowment life assurance policy student. Under this policy, the insurer pays a particular sum at the death of the person or an attaining a particular age or an expiry of a fixed period of time, whichever comes earlier. In case of death, the compensation is paid to the legal heirs of the deceased person. In case he survives, then insured himself get the compensation amount. Apart from these 2 categories of life insurance policy, there are various other kinds of life insurance policies student offered by various companies such as LIC. The common policies are Jeevan Mitra, Jeevan Sathi, money back on policy, Jeevan Surbhi, Bima Sandesh, then the Jeevan Kishore, etc. Many policy came with this different name, but the thing is that this policy is just to make the people safe from the various type of risks involved in the living of life. Difference between whole life and endowment policies. When we go whole life assurance and endowment policy student, there is no maturity period as it is payable only on the death of the person. Whole life insurance. Endowment policy, it has a maturity period. The compensation is paid at the death of an expiry of a specific period of whichever comes earlier. Whole life assurance, the rate of premium is low. Endowment policy, the rate of premium is comparatively high. Premium is paid throughout the life in the whole life assurance. Endowment policy, premium is paid for a fixed period. Whole life insurance policy, it is a traditional form of policy and it does not encourage savings, whereas endowment policy, it is modern form of policy and it boosts up savings to get financial support at old age. The sum assured is paid always to the legal heir of the or to nominees after the death of the assured, whereas here the sum assured is paid to assured himself if he survives till the period of policy and to his legal heirs in case he dies before the maturity period of policy. Now comes the student after this assurance and all the policies of the insurance, the general insurance. When we talk about general insurance student, the very first insurance comes the fire insurance. What do you mean by fire insurance student? The insurance which is made between the insurance in which the subject matter of getting the loss is the fire. Or fire, it is known as fire insurance. It is a contract under which one party, the insurer, is returned for a consideration premium, agrees to indemnify the other party insured for the financial loss which the latter may suffer due to damage of the property insured by fire during a specific period of time and up to a specific amount. The contract containing the term and condition is known as policy. Generally, the first fire policy contains the name of the party's description of the insured property, the sum for which the property is insured, amount of premium payable and the period insured against. Generally, the period of insurance is 1 year. Fire insurance student. When we talk about fire insurance, provides protection against the loss or damage by fire, lightning, explosion. Fire means actual fire and ignition and it should be accidental, not intentional. Fire policy covers loss through fire caused by riots, civil strife, rebellion or foreign enemy. All the principles of insurance are applicable on fire insurance. So this is a fire insurance student. The reason must be there of fire will be fire caused by riots, civil strife means this type of cases, like you can see when there is a curfew, many people burn the vehicles, many people burn the factories and everything. That time fire insurance will give the compensation if in the terms it is mentioned there. Rebellion of foreign enemy. All the principles of insurance are applicable on fire insurance. Kinds of fire insurance policy. One is specific policy, second is double insurance policy, and third is reinsurance policy. When we talk about the specific policy student, under this policy the insurer agrees to make good the loss or damage by fire to the property insured up to the amount of the sum specified against that particular property in the policy. So that's why it is specific policy. Like if you made 2 lakh loss, but in the policy it is 75,000, you will get 75,000. Under this policy, the insurer agrees to make good the loss or damage by fire to the property, and it will paid up to the amount of the sum specified against that particular property. Double insurance, when more than one policy is taken to cover the same risk, then it is known as double insurance. When we have done the insurance by 2 companies, a person is free to take any number of fire insurance policy for the same property, but he cannot recover more than the loss amount has been done principle of contribution, okay, or more than the value of insured property or more than the policy amount from all the insurer. All the insurer will be liable to pay only a proportion of the loss suffered by the insured. For example, a person insured his house worth rupees 2 lakhs against fire under the 2 policies each for rupees 2 lakh. If the house is destroyed by fire, then he cannot claim 2 lakhs from both the insurer, because by doing so he will get 4 lakh and we will make profit of 2 lakhs. The contract of insurance is not for making profit. It will get 1 lakh from each insurer and collect the loss amount which is 2 lakhs. Reinsurance student. When we under the insurance policy, the amount is too big and insurance company is having doubt that they cannot pay immediately that amount, then they can take the insurance of that particular person with another company. When insurance company take the insurance of the same subject matter with other company, it is known as reinsurance. Double insurance, whereas the insured himself take the insurance policy from 2 or 3 insurance company, but here insurance company take on behalf of the insured the particular one more insurance policy, that is reinsurance. Under this, the insurer enters into another contract of insurance with another insurer for the whole or a part of life risk covered by first insurer. Sometimes the amount of risk covered is too high, and after entering into contract, the insurer may enter into another contract with another insurer called reinsurer. It is a kind of sub-insurance. For example, X has insured property worth rupees 10 lakh belonging to A. He feels that the risk involved in too high, therefore he reinsures the contract with Y for 5 years. This is the contract of reinsurance student. Hence A is insured, X is insurer in first policy policy, in second policy X will be called reinsured and Y is the reinsurer. Reinsurance is a contract between the reinsured and the reinsurer. The insured under original contract has nothing to do with the reinsurer. At the time of loss, the original insured A will get full compensation from original insurer X only. Later on, X can claim indemnity by the reinsurer Y. But Y is not having any contact with the A. If the amount has to be given, it has been taken by X and then it will be delivered to A. So this was for today's part, student. Next class we will be going to learn other types of insurance. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.